Well, ladies and gentlemen, it appears to me as though some providence, something has caused an expression of what is happening around the world right before our very eyes. And I see it as an opportunity for us to have information available so that we can make a choice. And what choice we make will be dependent upon who and what we are. And for me, I see a world that is really stressed. The worst things that can happen are happening. Fires burning up, water flooding, winds blowing, guns shooting. I see people not caring about one another. And I see one of the main problems is because people have been miseducated. And the purpose for this miseducation is to use as exploitation, taking advantage of other people. Taking advantage of other people to extract access to money. Money that is used to do the things in life that have been determined as basically essential or desired or wanted. And the system requires money for the purpose, not of motivation to get people to do stuff, but so that it can be used in a system to exploit people. So some can have more money than others. And the schemes that are devised to utilize, to extract from this one, from this nation, so on and so forth. All of it, to me, a game. When I say game, I mean it's designed to prevent what is really supposed to happen from happening. Most people will say, well, what is supposed to happen? We don't know what is supposed to happen, but the ones who operating at the top of taking advantage of everyone, they claim to know. And they don't argue because it works for them. And everybody else argues because they don't know, because they're accepting what someone else has said, even at a loss. So what for me, I just think about myself, and I think about I'm a wonderful person, and I deserve to be wonderful in this life. And because I think this about myself, I think that every human being is wonderful. Now, I've had reasons to get angry with every last one of you. And I've used language that's despicable, you would think, but it expressed how I felt about you. I cursed you. Well, I didn't curse because I don't know how to curse, but I cussed you. I wanted you to know that the things that you do cause pain, and you're ignoring it. You're ignoring my cries, and it pissed me off. And I've asked God to show me how to speak to you so you can hear. And for 40 some odd years, I've still been speaking, and I don't know whether you can hear or not. But I do know one thing. We got the devil in the White House. We got the one who represents lying, cheating, stealing, and all the ugly things that we were taught was demonic. This is what we were taught. And the choice was put before you, the American people. What do you want? Do you want this evilness? And the American people says yes, because this evilness can't be any better than what we've been had all the time. Now, what we've had all the time wasn't supposed to be so evil, but it didn't work for us. So now the American people, the most of them, says, let's try evil. Now with me, I'm offering you to not settle for evil, just like you didn't settle for the norm. You turn your back on the norm. It's been here a long time. So I'm gonna tell you something. You can't turn your back on evil and try to give it some time, because it will take you out quick. Evil does not care about you. It is using you. So I would recommend that you try God. And the reason that I recommend that you try God is because God loves every last one of you. The white man doesn't. The black man doesn't. The women don't. The men don't. Americans don't. Foreigners don't. But God does, because God has something to do with your being here. God has prepared that you can live here as though you're in heaven. But God also requires that in order for you to do that, you got to respect God and not men. You got to honor love and not greed and hate and all that evil stuff. Because when you do this, you'll have your needs, your wants, and your desires met. You'll be able to live in peace and be prosperous and free. Have your joy and your happiness and live your dreams. All of that would happen, but you got to turn to God and stop turning to everything else. And we as Americans and people all over the globe have turned to everything else. And Donald Trump and people like Putin, all of them have determined that in order to be strong men, be willing to kill. Just be willing to kill. Everybody would be afraid of you then. You are strong. Everybody's afraid of you because we'll kill you. That's what they want you to do. Donald Trump wants so glad, and he wants so eagerly for Americans to think that he got the power to kill them so he can grin and skin just so he can have that power. See, that's man. That's what America really is about. That's why America is going through what America is going through today, because she never fixed this mess. And she can't fix it. The only way you can fix it is the people to turn around and start giving honor and praise to God and not praise to the enemy of God. I think I'll just stop right there. I got to go now. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.